Us live then. Hello! And what's not working?
I think it's working.
Okay, there we go. For some reason I wasn't getting any sound from one of my settings. But okay, we're good. Alrighty. How is everybody tonight? Welcome to the party, I suppose. Real quick, of course, welcome to the party. It's a great place for anybody who's interested in D&D and tabletop RPGs. You can join the Discord. There's a link below the stream. You can join games. There's a few slots that are going to be opening up I think there's maybe one now, a few in the future. And of course, if you just want to make friends, some great people to talk to about your favorite hobby or just in general, join up the Discord. It's great. If you want to know what we're doing in terms of streams, you can find the Twitter, Welcome Party RPG. Of course, follow the stream to make sure that you're getting alerts when it's live. We have plenty of content. And you can subscribe and give bits on that channel. And we do have one big announcement. On September 28th and 29th, we'll be hosting our 36-hour 9 one-shot gaming marathon to benefit trans life. We're starting noon EST on Friday, running through midnight on Saturday, hoping to raise $5,000. Trans Life provides micro grants for folks going through transition for things like getting their license changed, updating their medical records, and more. They also provide a crisis call line staffed by members of the trans community for members of the trans community. We're incredibly excited, of course, to have guest DMs Grant Ellis and Steven from Castlemec, along with our own wonderful DMs from the channel. And we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways from our amazing sponsors, Devin Rue, Tabletop Loot, Rook and Raven, and So Nerdwear t-shirts. So make sure you join us for that. Other than that, tonight we're doing Buffy RPG. This is our AU, alternate universe, taking place in 2018. For some reason, Buffy wasn't resurrected. Whatever it was, the potentials weren't given the power equally. And instead, the line continued as normal after Faith, eventually falling to Ruby. Hold on, I lost where I was. And so, our students go to Atherton Prep, a nice little boarding school in Northern California. Most of them, I guess I don't know if any of you have decided whether or not you're new students. Some of them have gone to this school before, and now they're freshmen. They're moving up a little bit in the world. They're out of the smaller dorms and into the bigger ones. And it would be basically the last day for students to get there. Who would be getting there today? Who would already be there?
I'd probably already be there because of sports.
I would probably already be there just because what else is there to do?
Okay.
I would also probably be there because the earlier you get to the library, the fewer people are actually there.
Alright, we should introduce ourselves, I think.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. I just want to know who would be coming in. And what about Beatrice?
She's a mess. She's got stuff tucked under her arm and kind of scrambling to get there on time.
Okay. And I'd assume Beatrice would probably have been there early too because her mother is one of the teachers, correct?
No, her uncle.
Her uncle. Her uncle's one of the teachers. Okay, so everybody is already there. So in the library, we find Brendan. What is Brendan doing? What does Brendan look like?
Brendan is disheveled, sleep deprived, always wearing a coat that's about a size too big for him, that he just kind of swallows himself into. And in this case, I don't know exactly what he's reading, but it's probably going to be Chandler, and he is tucked away, sitting on the floor of the darkest corner of the library.
Okay. And I'm assuming probably out on the soccer field. What is Damien doing right now, and what does Damien look like?
Damien is a 5'10", attractive, athletic build, dark hair, some tan skin, and he's currently running down the field with the ball, and a kid slide tackles into him and just doesn't take him out, and he just keeps running through it with the ball. And then he's gonna take a shot and, take a shot at goal.
Okay. What's your sports?
2?
2? Okay. Let's.
It's down to 1.
Oh. Yeah. Ooh, that is, and I know we have the chart right here.
It's excellent, actually.
Yeah, that's
5 successes.
5 successes. So you were right. I mean, the goalie didn't have a chance. 5 successes. He definitely did not have a chance. So he nails it.
And it's clearly a practice against our own team. So
Yeah. Nice little scrimmage. All right. So where would Ruby be right now?
Ruby is probably sitting in a courtyard, just kind of hiding under a tree.
Okay.
Probably poking around on her phone.
All right. And what does Ruby look like?
She is about 6 foot tall, though you can't tell if she's on the ground. She's got very long, curly red hair that she usually wears in a bun. And, kind of pale skin, but not, like, vampire pale? And generally just very grumpy.
And where in the school? Where would Beatrice be right now?
What time of day is it? Is it the morning?
Yeah, it'd be a morning.
It's first class.
No, you don't have classes today. This is just like the last day for students to get settled into their rooms. You wouldn't have classes till tomorrow.
All right. Well, she's arrived, but she is still new to the area, is still new to this prep school. So she's just looking extremely lost, with some books under her arm, trying to also hold her phone in one hand while carrying these books, and also has a backpack over her shoulder. She's just looking around, checking her phone, and drops her books, goes dang it, and scrambles to try and pick up her books. Anyone looking at her, you'd see that she's quite a lanky sort of gal, wearing a green jacket, a red crop top, and comfy jeans with a worn out knee on the left side, and some Converse. Her hair is a bit cropped to like a short bob, with a bit messy, and gold ring glasses that are quite a large lensed. She's of Indian descent, so she's got tan skin, and she needs help. She needs help.
All right. Partly for simplicity's sake, Damien and Brendan, you share a room. And Ruby and Beatrice, you also share a room in the dorms, and your rooms are located. You've just been moved up from the Adams building to the Steinbeck building, and it's a nice little building. You got a common room in between, and then on each side is the men and women's dorms. So, Damien, Brendan, would you know each other before this year?
Which year is this for us? 10th?
9th.
9th, okay.
Maybe. I don't know, probably.
If this is our first year rooming, I'll bet you we would know of each other. It's a fairly small prep school, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think I might be new to this school, maybe. I think that's a little easier.
Okay.
I'm new to the school, and you have seen my sports posters.
May have seen you playing for a rival team or something.
Yeah, I recently changed over to this school when it hit high school.
Okay. Beatrice and Ruby, what about you?
I would have just known about the name. I was a bit nervous, so she would have just gotten her stuff set up in the room and kind of slunked off somewhere. Just try and gather her, basically trying to work out the layout of the school and whatnot. Probably spent some time checking out where her uncle is.
Okay. And what's your uncle's name?
Thomas.
Okay. And...
Still the same family name, Thomas Pendle.
Okay. And what does your uncle teach?
He teaches history.
Okay. Perfect. I don't have a history teacher, so that works. Alright. So does... You've been at the school. Does anybody have any plans to prepare before their first day of school?
Nothing special. I just get to know the other people in the sports teams.
Okay. Yeah, so getting to know people on the sports teams, there's a couple of guys. There's the captains of the soccer team. They're much like most people at this boarding school. They're well off. A lot of you guys are as well. And they definitely think very highly of themselves. Let's see. Let me whip up a couple of names here for them. Trying to avoid using names I used in Vaughnwood. So let's say we got a Derek and a James. Those are pretty simple, easy to remember names. And they're your captains. So they would be the ones to greet you when you first got here. And James is probably congratulating you right now on your great goal.
Oh, thanks, man. It's just, nothing.
Yeah, no problem. You better keep that up during the season. I got a good feeling as long as we keep the whole team together, we can go all the way.
Awesome.
So, and then he takes off down to play. I know absolutely nothing about soccer, so he takes
It's
off
cool.
down.
Yeah, I would probably head to the lockers.
He
does the
spins
thing.
the ball or something.
Exactly.
He just shouts "Maximum Derek" and then.
Oh, that's canon now.
All right. Anybody else have any plans?
Ruby is gonna take a lot of naps.
Okay. Have you been going on patrols at night since you've gotten back?
A couple of times, yeah.
Okay. Do you plan on going on a patrol tonight before your classes start?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make a note of that. I'm assuming at some point people head back to their rooms, correct? Before it gets too late, anything like that. How would Brendan decorate his side of the room?
Brendan's is sparse. Like he does not have a lot of belongings at this point, or has not cared to decorate. It's unclear if he ever did or if he's just going through a thing. Mostly just stacks of books and notepads that are in some kind of order that must make sense to him, but wouldn't make sense just to look at them. They would be sitting on his desk. Don't look under the bed. That's just a good rule for all teenagers, but don't look under the bed.
Alright. And what would Damien's side of the room look like?
He'd have a couple of sports posters of probably a Beckham. I don't know too much about.
He's a sports guy.
He's a sports guy. Also, David Beckham.
He kicks the ball.
He's also very pretty.
Very pretty man. He sounds like the Geico Gecko, but he's a very pretty man.
But yeah, and he's got a couple of pendants up for, let's say, Arsenal football and the LA Galaxy.
Okay. Beatrice, what would your side of the room look like?
Currently still not unpacked fully yet, but you see that she should have set up a little place to put some incense, lavender, which is quite relaxing, and she's got some crystals set out on her table. Her favorite is amethyst, which she would tell people, anyone that would ask, that they're for to help calm you and help your intuition.
Okay. I'm assuming, are there some? You've got a collection of occult books. I'm assuming there's a few scattered around your side of the room as well.
Yep. Currently still in their boxes, but eventually she would put up if she had a bookshelf, she would put up the bookshelf at the end of her bed, so it's easy to reach because she likes reading in bed. She's also got a few nice things to hang. Various bits and bobs from different cultures. So she would have a dream catcher, she would have some crystal hangings to hang over her bed as well. Various posters with things like a Wiccan symbol.
Awesome. And what would Ruby's side of the room look like?
Ruby's side of the room is very sparse. She tends to keep most of her stuff under the bed, but like on her desk there would be a couple of like mythology books, kind of like compilations of various beings in mythology. Leather jacket is kind of just like draped over a chair, and otherwise just kind of doesn't actually look like anyone lives here.
Okay. And how do you go back to your room and wait for it to get dark before you go out on patrol? What's the plan here? How late are you waiting till you go out?
With the roommate, I'm probably gonna wait until right around sundown. Like it's still light, but it's getting there.
Is
Okay.
there a dorm curfew?
Yes. So, because you guys are in high school, you get a little more free range because you're older now. So, up until 7, you have to be, or you can leave campus as long as you're going to your classes and such. They don't care. 7, you got to be on campus. By 8, you got to at least be in the common room, and then by 9, they expect you to be in your room. What you do from there, they don't care. But it's rules to make sure you behave. So, if you want to, so you could leave at sundown. You'd have to sneak back into your dorm, which is totally possible. But yeah, you can do that.
Ruby's also just gonna leave a note for Beatrice. Just leave the window unlocked. Don't ask questions.
Okay, perfect. So,
She would have scratched her head at this. It's like, but why? I don't want anybody coming into this room. What? Am I even allowed to? Am I even allowed to leave this unlocked? Oh, I don't know.
And the breeze. My God, the breeze.
Do you want to catch a cold?
alright, so you kind of a surprise and rather abruptly be at the end of the last school year, Ruby, you became a Slayer. And the Watchers Council wasn't ready. They sent you like a temporary watcher real quick,
boy.
just so you don't know who your new watcher is. You've been told to expect somebody this year, but you have not met them. Nobody's approached you. But somebody is supposed to be your new watcher. So you're heading out. Where do you go to patrol? Do you find a graveyard like in the show? Do you just walk the streets of the city? Well, I should say town. It's like a small college town, not really a city.
Yeah. Graveyard is probably easier to get into without anyone seeing. And therefore being like, aren't you supposed to be at school? So we're gonna do graveyard.
Okay. So you head out. Let's see. To make it interesting, would anybody possibly be looking out their window or anything to see Ruby leaving?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys are standing near your window, or you're in a position to be able to see, possibly see Ruby. So,
Looking at the note, scratching my head and going, what's she doing outside?
So we're all watching her walk out.
okay, well, what
My
we're gonna do is you're gonna roll your perception plus your notice skill, which why is notice set to strength? Okay, so on your character sheet, make sure you click off to where it says attribute. And I'm doing it for Beatrice right now on the page, but you want to set it to perception, and then so when you roll your notice, it uses the perception skill.
Do I need to
Explain that
also-
again. Sorry.
Okay. In your, if you go over to the skills tab, and
Yeah.
Beatrice, you can probably see it right now. On the right side is where your notice skill is.
Yes. And
And-
so change the attribute to perception.
Yes, to perception.
Gotcha.
And then you
Okay.
can just click the little dot next to it, and it'll roll for you.
Would notice plus muscles be like flexing?
Well, that's handy.
I'm joking.
Syntax error! No!
Okay, so
Oh, looks like
So
a
manually
19.
roll this.
Damien doesn't see anything. What
Nope.
was that?
I have a syntax error. So it didn't roll.
Hold on. Let me see if it'll work. Oh, wait. I think I know why. Hold on. You gotta put a 0 in your blanks. Or, let me see if that works. There we go. Yeah. So you put a 0. You can go ahead and re-roll yours. But yeah, put a 0 in your blanks. Otherwise, you rolled the
I
exact
failed.
same thing. So the only person who notices anything is Jeffrey. And Jeffrey, you notice a girl who appears to possibly be in your class, leaving the school close to curfew.
Oh no.
Do you do anything? Do you tell Brendan? Do you decide to sneak out yourself?
I run and grab my glasses, and I squint as hard as possible, and I take detailed notes on what she looks like and who this might be.
Okay.
So that come daylight, I know what I'm on the lookout for, because this is already wonky.
Okay.
What are you, bird watching?
Let me click
Night
on-
birds.
Let me see here. And
Birds
you...
of prey.
Ah,
Oh.
yes. So you have photographic memory, so you write down all the details
I just
perfectly.
get it all right up in there.
No trouble there. You do that. And you don't say anything to Brendan. You just quickly write down the notes. All right. So the Slayer. Let's see here. Ruby. Roll me. Let me look at this here. Dex plus crime. So click on the little circle next to crime. Make sure it's set to Dex on the attributes.
All right.
Let me get the window open. 17. 5 successes. You slip out of the school. Nice and easy. No teachers see you or anything. You head off to the graveyard for nighttime patrols. And your night is actually pretty slow at first. And then you come up. You actually see your first vampire after a couple hours of wandering around the graveyard. He sees you and he goes, "Ooh, I was getting hungry." And his face changes and he starts marching towards you.
That is the worst line. Why? Why?
Let me look at your decks here quick. Okay, yeah, so you're definitely first in initiative because he can't beat your score, so.
Nice.
What do you want to do? Do you want to punch him in the face? What's your plan?
I mean, might as well just go straight for the staking.
Okay.
Like this is not going to end any other way.
Okay.
Right, direct.
So.
And
Let's
I mean,
just
you
get
got
it
your
over
first day
with.
of classes tomorrow, so just,
yeah. So on your combat moves and that is the wrong page. Hold on. Is the through the heart? Is that what I want, or do I want? Ah, there it is. Stake. Oh, we got to use the stake plus the through the heart. You are trying to stake him through the heart, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to do is dexterity plus getting medieval, which may be in your thing. Let's see. Stake, is it on here? I don't see it.
It's the first melee weapon on the combat sheet.
Oh, it's under melee weapon. Jesus, I was looking at the wrong space. It's been a long day, so... Okay, yeah, so roll your stake. So, you rolled a 12. Because you're going through the heart, we have to -3. So you got a 9, which is a success. But you don't hit him. He manages to block you. You don't beat his combat score, so he manages to block you. And he is going to try to punch... Yeah, he's going to try to punch you. So he's going to just try to punch you right in the face. If you want to dodge, you can.
Uh-huh.
Which is... And I'm... dodges. Hold on, I got the combat. Dodge. Dexterity plus acrobatics. Or you can use your dexterity plus kung fu.
Let's go with acrobatics.
Okay, yeah, so just roll your acrobatics and we'll see how you do. Ooh, a 17, so he can't hit you. You're far too fast for him. What's your plan?
Well, he is obviously not just gonna go down easily.
No.
So I guess we're just gonna try to punch him a little bit first.
Okay. Which should just be on your combat rolls.
Combat. Yeah.
Rolling a 12. You do hit this time. And add success levels. 2 times success levels. That's nice. 12 is 2, so you do 16 damage to him. He smarts, he stumbles. He gets up, and he's going to try to kick you in the side now. He's mad, he's gonna go for a kick.
Alright. So I should probably dodge that.
Yep.
That is a 13.
13. Yep, so he misses. Again, how do you get out of the way of his kick?
She kind of like sees his leg coming up and then just does like almost a pirouette around to his other side so that the kick just kind of misses.
Nice. What's your plan of attack?
Then, you know, because she's already kind of at his side, she's going to try to like grab him around the neck.
Okay, so you're gonna want to make a grapple check. Which, yeah, no, it's right on your maneuvers.
Yeah. Right? There it is.
Right, yeah, right above 17. So you grab a hold of him, and you now have him grappled. I guess I should have asked, and I will. Normally you'd have to declare beforehand, but to make sure that everybody knows, you can do multiple actions in a turn, but you have to take negatives for it. So the first one's -2, then -4, -3, something like that, and it stacks up as you go, getting harder to complete the chain. If you miss the first one, then it kills the chain of maneuvers, but you can do multiple actions. And that includes, I want to run over to him, one action, and then I want to punch him in the face. then you take a -2 to the punch because you did already do one action. Do you want to do multiple actions here?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Because with a 15, you still hit him.
Yeah. So she's gonna, like, grab him around the neck and then try to stake him again.
Okay, so roll your stake, and this time it'll be with a -5. So do you want to spend a drama point to make this happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so instead you'll spend, so you'll mark off a drama point, and then you get +10, so you're going to get to add a 5 instead. So you just roll your stake, and then we'll +5 that.
Do I need to roll stake or stake through heart?
Is there stake through heart?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, roll stake through heart. It's already on here. That's
Right,
that's
and this
nice.
is a
That's convenient.
vampire.
Yeah, it is.
And this is a vampire, so it gets extra bonuses.
Oh yeah. No, he get if you hit him, he gets screwed.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Hey!
14. So actually a 19. But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to add up the damage because he's dead. He burst into smoke. Well, or ash, whatever it is that you want to say it is they burst into. You have vanquished your first vampire of the series. And then you hear footsteps behind you.
Oh, hell.
I'm assuming you want to turn around?
Yeah. It's gonna just turn around and glower at whatever is coming up.
Okay, you turn around, and as you do, you see a vampire turning to dust. Behind him stands a gentleman, maybe 35 years old, mid-30s. He's wearing a suit like you would see a fancy professor wear. And he's got like a cane sword in his hand that he just stuck through the vampire. Am I to assume that you are Miss Parker then?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad we finally had a chance to meet. I am Mr. Gray. I'm to be your watcher.
Well, at least you're not useless. She's gonna just, like, look at the cane sword.
Ah, yes. Well, I do believe I got lucky. He wasn't paying attention to me. And he'll put his sword back. Do you plan on patrolling more tonight?
About what time is this?
Oh, a couple hours after sunset. Fall. Be about 10 o'clock.
You're just gonna sigh and... I probably shouldn't, but I'm probably going to, because I don't make good decisions.
Ah. Well. You are a slayer? Tremendous weight after all. As long as you don't miss my class in the morning, I won't grape on you, and if you don't mind, I would like to join you.
Okay.
Alright, so you head off. How long do you plan on spending out with Mr. Gray?
Probably about another hour, maybe 2, depending on how many vampires there are.
Okay, you don't find too many. You find a couple. Pretty easy vamps. These ones, unlike the other ones, they seem to be pretty newly risen. And you find a couple. How do you take care of them? You just mow these couple vampires down.
Yeah, it's just like, nope, I have class in the morning, I don't feel like dealing with this.
Okay. So you stake a couple.
No fancy shit.
Fancy shit.
Alright, so you stake a couple of more vampires. And then, as you approach one of the far edges of the graveyard that you haven't quite got to yet, you notice that there seems to be a grave that's been dug up. And not like a vampire digging himself out. Somebody has taken a shovel and actually dug out the grave.
Huh. That's not normal.
Do you wish to investigate this?
She's gonna turn to the watcher and go, does this seem odd to you? Because it seems odd to me.
He's gonna look over at it and he goes, judging by that headstone, yes, it does seem odd to me.
Alright, she's gonna, like, carefully look around and see what else is odd.
Do you approach the grave before you do this, or are you gonna do it from where you are?
She's gonna approach it, yeah.
Okay. So as you approach, roll me perception notice.
Alright.
8. You don't notice anything. For a second you think you do, but you don't. You don't notice anything important, I should say. You notice it's a somewhat newer grave, maybe at most a couple months old. Somebody definitely dug it up with a shovel. The casket seems to still be intact, but it is open. There's still a body inside. Appears to be dead. It's not a vampire or anything. And as you stand there looking, Mr. Gray's gonna go, oh, wait a minute. Check his right arm there.
Alright, she's going to, like, carefully move his arm to check it.
Okay. When you do, if you touch the sleeve or anything, you notice that from the elbow down, his arm is missing.
Oh. Does it look like a recent thing? Or does it look like something that happened before he died?
It definitely looks recent.
Oh, that's not good.
And as you look at it, if you do you roll up like his sleeve, because he was wearing a suit when he was buried. Do you like roll up the sleeve, rip it off or something?
Yeah, roll it up.
When you do, you notice that there are a couple of strange symbols on the top part of the arm. They don't appear to be tattoos. They kind of look like Sharpies.
Oh no. She's just going to sigh very heavily and mutter something about goddamn kids and goddamn cults and, and magic and why is this even a thing? And then just kind of look up at her watcher and be like, I don't know what this is. What is it?
He'll crouch down and he'll glance at it. Yeah. Well, I am unsure, but I have a well-stocked library at my disposal, so I will have to check. And he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a pen, and he marks down an approximation of the symbols drawn on the arm, and he slips it back into his pocket.
All right.
Well, seems we already have an exciting mystery on our hands. Perhaps we should head back to the school and get some sleep.
That's probably a good idea. She's
Well.
gonna roll the shirt sleeve down and close the casket.
Okay. Well then, I trust you can get yourself back safe and sound, and I will leave you to it. And so it'll accompany you to like the edge of the graveyard and then go separate ways.
Okay. So then she's going to just kind of sneak back on campus.
Yeah, so
And
this late at night, it's not so much about sneaking back onto campus, but getting back into your room.
yeah.
Now, your room is on the second floor
Okay.
because life can just never be that easy. How do you get back in to the dorm?
What is the building made of, and are there any vines on it?
Near your room? No. And it's like, the first, 10 feet of the building are brick, and then it's, plastic siding. You could, knowing you're the Slayer, you could potentially climb the brick, or jump up and then get a handhold, and you could possibly make it to the window. Or a few feet to the left of your window is a drain pipe that you could possibly scale up and then kind of jump over to your window and get in from there.
Yeah, that seems like the easier option. So Ruby's gonna do that.
Okay, so that will likely take a skill check, and let me look at the skills here. It's not a climbing skill. So, strength plus sports?
Acrobatics, maybe?
Or, yeah, strength plus acrobatics or strength plus sports. Either one.
Yeah, we'll go with acrobatics.
Okay, a 15. You easily pull yourself up the drain pipe and jump across over to the windowsill. You grab on and pull yourself in through the window. Beatrice, do you wake up when she climbs through the window?
So I'm sat on my bed reading, and I hear some noise from where the window is. And I look over, I'm assuming just as she opens the window and clambers through. I don't say anything, I'm just staring. Like, you see the book slowly come down onto her lap, and she's just staring.
Okay.
What time is this?
Probably just after midnight, I would say. Roughly. So Ruby, do you say anything, or are you just gonna get dressed and get ready for bed, get ready for your 8 o'clock class? Or so you can be ready for your 8 o'clock class.
Yeah, Ruby's just gonna take her heavy leather jacket off and kind of shake it a few times and, grumble about dirt and ashes and hang it on the back of the chair and start getting ready to get into bed. She notices Beatrice stare, but chooses not to say anything.
Does the dirt and dust and ash just go right over to her bed then?
Oh.
Question, did you leave the window open?
Yeah, I did as the note asked.
Ruby, did you leave the window open when you climbed through?
God no. God no.
Okay. Then no. It just kind of puffs
Thank
up
you.
in the room a little bit and then settles on the floor.
That's just asking for a vampire in the middle of the night.
I still don't say anything, and my eyes turn to this ash fell to the floor, and I just my eyes roll back up to stare at Ruby, and my book slowly goes up again to cover my face, and I continue reading.
And I mean, like, as Ruby drapes the coat over the chair, you'd probably hear the stake in the interior pocket bang against something.
The grip on her book tightens.
Okay. And do Brennan and Damien go to bed when they should?
Nah.
No, I have insomnia, so I'd probably fall asleep at the desk taking notes on something.
Yeah, I just like pass completely out with like headphones on.
Okay. So we'll jump ahead to the morning. Does everybody get up on time? Are you getting up early to get ready before class? Are you getting up just before you're supposed to be there? What's the deal?
Damien would definitely get up early.
That would startle Brendan awake.
Oh, sorry, dude.
It's I don't. That's fine.
You know the room came with a bed for you, right?
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
All right, man. I'm gonna go for a run.
Cool.
Okay, so you head out for a run. Are you planning on stopping for food at any point in time? Like,
Yeah, I'd probably get up at like 6, do a run. 7 would be shower, get ready, breakfast, and then off to class.
Okay, so there's like a little cafeteria. It's separate. You got like separate buildings for a lot of stuff. So like you got your academic building, which is your large building featuring all the little halls and stuff, and then you have the cafeteria, which is open at all hours, and they just kind of switch through the meals throughout the day. So it's till like 11 they serve breakfast, and then from then to like 3 they serve like a lunch, and then they switch over and serve a dinner for a while, and then close out. And that is in the Barrett building.
All right.
What's the plan for everybody else in the morning?
So, with the antics from last night, she didn't sleep. So, kind of worried that she's now sharing a room with a possible criminal. So she would have just quietly gotten dressed and scarpered as fast as she could out of the room in the morning.
Okay.
Ruby would have gotten up about the time that Beatrice left, take a shower, eat a protein bar or something.
Okay.
We are following Monday's schedule.
Yes.
Okay, then Brendan is going to sift through his clothes and find whatever smells least horrible. Throw that on. Grab. Let's see what's a good off-brand Red Bull name. Nightmare Stallion.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, not just a can of Nightmare Stallion. Slam it back. Walk out the room. Aim for the trash can and miss horribly. And pull out whatever book he's supposed to have already read in time for first class in the morning.
Yeah, Nightmare Stallion's a great name. It sounds like one of them cheap ones that's all sugar, but tries to draw you in with a really cool name.
The reputable 7-Elevens will not sell you that.
that's a Quick Trek brand.
Oh no.
Alright, so you all head off to your first class, classic literature, and you all get there at various times. Tables having filled up. And let's see. Ruby, if you got up just when you did, I'll say you're the last one to get there. So where does everybody else sit in the room when they get there?
Mid, probably.
Back corner.
Probably near the front, next to a window,
We're just gonna cover it.
if there is a window.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So Ruby, when you get there, you're a little early yet, but Mr. Gray has just walked into the room ahead of you. And when you get in, most of the class is already pretty full. And he looks around. He looks at his like student list. And this is a fancy school, so they made sure to include pictures of the students so teachers can just match faces. So he looks at his list and he goes, yes, Miss Parker, can you sit in the back by Mr. Blackthorn?
Okay. She's just gonna like flop in the seat and slump down.
Okay, so he introduces himself to everybody. Hi, I'm Mr. Gray. I'm new here this year. And no need to call me professor. I know some of your other teachers ask that of you, but you can just refer to me as Mr. Gray. So we're doing classic literature. We'll be going through several highly recommended books this year. He grabs a stack of papers and he Beatrice, you said you were in the front by a window, correct?
Yes, that is right.
Okay. So he hands you the stack of papers. It's the class syllabus. Can you please hand these out?
Okay, no problem.
Thank
She
you.
stands up, starts doing her little job there.
And then he will. There's a pile of books on his desk. They're all paperbacks. So it's like a pile, and then there's one set on top turned, and he grabs that one. This one is like a little bit more worn out. Kind of looks like it might be his personal copy of the book. And he goes, "We are going to start this semester off with one of my personal favorites." And he holds up the book and he goes, "Bram Stoker's Dracula." And I will have one of you in the front here pass those out. And he looks, yes, you, young sir, please pass those out to all the students. And then he just kind of falls into a lecture about the author. And then by the end of the class, we'll assign you the first chapter to read. Does anybody have any questions during the class? Or anything that they want to do during the class? Yes.
Where did you teach before?
I was over at a school called Huntington Academy. It's in Florida.
Huntington. I see. Mr. Gray, what's your first name?
My first name is Alistair, but please make sure you call me Mr. Gray.
Oh, I will.
Question from the previous night. Ruby, did you say Ruby dropped a steak onto the floor?
No, she has a pocket in the leather coat she wears on patrol, and it would have like clinked against the chair when she.
Oh, okay, I wouldn't have known. Okay, no problem. Well, in that case, Beatrice was just looking around and notices probably Ruby walk in, and she kind of like stiffens immediately and turns turns and faces the front. Doesn't dare turn around again.
Okay. As the class goes relatively smoothly, And you get to, and then the bell rings, signaling the end of the class. Some of you have classes after this. Some of you don't. Let me just check here. Yeah, so some of you don't, some of you do. And you're welcome to leave. I'm assuming that that's the plan. I know that Brendan has to hurry off to his next class. I believe most of you have the next space open.
I have art foundations at 9.
Okay. So yeah, so you two would have to hurry off to your next class. Beatrice, where are you hurrying off to?
She's just going to chill out in this class at the moment because she notices that there are books, and she's just she wants to ask about his old copy.
Okay. What about you, Ruby? Are you planning on leaving?
Ruby's plan is to go sit under a tree, read this chapter of this very predictable book, kind of rolling her eyes the whole time. And that's her plan.
Okay. As you leave, just as you're leaving, he'll Miss Parker, real quick, a word.
She's just gonna sigh very heavily and turn around.
When you walk over, he'll very noticeably glance over at Beatrice, but he lowers his voice and do you plan on going out again tonight?
Should I?
You're the Slayer. I'd imagine it's a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
Ah, wonderful. Beatrice, do you want to try to listen into what they're saying?
I'd love to.
So, that would be a perception notice check to see if you can hear what they're saying.
Fail miserably.
Beatrice is already reading.
My nose. I'm just like Ruby is there. I'm not looking. No.
Yeah, you're too distracted in not looking at your roommate, and you don't hear anything. He'll leave now, Ruby, if you wish.
She's going to stop at Beatrice's desk.
Oh my god!
And just like drop a protein bar and go, "You should eat something," and then leave.
Thank you. That's very kind. Not criminal.
And then you wanted to have a conversation with Mr. Gray?
Yeah. After shaking herself out of this little spout of fear, there, she's going to quickly just stuff the protein bar in her pack and then shuffle to the desk, and she's going to ask. I noticed that your book is quite old. What edition is this?
Oh, it's not a first or anything, but it's been passed around in my family. It was my great grandfather's copy before me, and my dad gave it to me when I was young, and I've been making sure I carry it with me and teach it to every class I've had.
Oh, that's wonderful. Does the book like have illustrations? Because some older books do have inked illustrations inside. Am I allowed to have a look? Is that all right?
Oh, yes, of course. He'll hand you his copy. His copy isn't. Well, yeah, his copy probably would have some of the illustrations. Not a lot of them, but it probably would. Some of them the pages might have even fallen out. as he doesn't, he's pretty much got the book memorized, so he doesn't actually need his own copy, but he carries it around anyways.
Wondering if there's any like signatures or that kind of thing inside.
Yeah, there is a signature. His is in there, and one you would presume to be like his great grandfather or something. Those are the only two signatures in there. His great grandfather. Give me 1 second.
Looking for the most British name possible.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly...
Atherton?
Atherton?
Oh, Finknottle. I'm trying to think of P.G. Wodehouse names. There is British. Bertie Finknottle is probably pretty good.
Oh, that's weird. Come on.
Or do whatever you want.
Well, no, I was expecting... And this will work. I was hoping that I'd have a generator here for this. Let's see. That's actually very British. His grandfather's name was Winston Gray. That's actually perfect. Winston
That's
Gray.
a T name, isn't it?
Winston, yeah. Is he an Earl? No.
He was the Earl of Sandwich.
Oh, so you said she's just making small talk now. So you said you were new to teaching here. Did you fly from Britain?
No. I was in Florida last.
Ah, okay.
I've actually been jumping around from school to school lately.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, I'm glad you chose Dracula. I'm quite interested in this sort of thing.
Well, I'm glad you're excited. It's good to have students that are excited about what you teach.
Yes. And she gives a nervous laugh and realizes she's probably boring him and being awkward. So she gives him the book back and claps her hands together and says, "Yeah. So, I'll go now. I'll go now. Thank you. Bye. Bye."
Okay.
And then shuffles out.
As you leave, he'll just and make sure you read the first chapter before class on Wednesday.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Okay, so Damien has Art Foundation class. What is Art Foundation class about? Why would you take Art Foundation?
Because it's a prerequisite for sculpture.
Okay. So that's your
You
plan.
explore
Then?
the fundamental elements of line, form, space, color, and pattern through two-dimensional projects.
Okay. So, because it's an art class, they're not going to have you start any projects on the first day. So the class is actually pretty slow. Most of it is just talking about what the class is about, teach you a few basics, and then she'll hand the teacher, Mrs. Lewis, she will hand out a packet. And the packet it's just got some things for you to draw, some basic pictures to kind of see where each student is at in terms of their skill level.
Can you draw this turtle face?
Yeah, basically, exactly.
Okay.
It's a pretty simple class, at least for the first day. This is a school that doesn't necessarily go easy on their students, even in art class, so won't be easy. But the first day is usually pretty easy for most classes. And then, let's see. you have journalism, correct?
Correct.
Do you want to explain to everybody why you're taking journalism?
I'm taking journalism because I need to know ways of looking at things beyond the surface. Finding information that isn't necessarily easy to get.
Okay. Much like art, a lot of it's the syllabus, going over some basics of the class. Of course, urging you to sign up to be part of the school newspaper, such and stuff like that. You get your journalism textbook. It's like a basic intro to journalism book. And a pretty simple class, all in all. And then the bell rings. You have a free period, correct? After that?
Yes. I think I do. No, I got math after the. Oh, fucking math.
Okay, so on your way to math.
That wasn't me breaking character. That was both of our opinions about math.
Roll me a perception notice. I want to see if you're going to see this now or later.
Okay. Hang on one second. Let's see. Then character or
yeah, it should be under, it should be under skills. So you'll skills, notice, and then make sure to set the attribute to perception. Okay. So
wait, the attribute is.
Yeah, it looks like you rolled it right.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I tapped the button.
Yep.
I didn't add anything. Did it go well?
Yep. And an 11 is just enough. That is 2 successes, and that is just enough to be able to see it. To see something. You gonna round the corner as you are heading to your math class. As the students are filing into their respective classes, sort of down the hall, you see someone that looks exactly like your older brother round a corner and disappear.
I run after it.
Okay, so
I don't think I'm good at running. Hang on. But yes, that is what I do. Without thinking, I just bolt down the hall. I collide with the people in the hall. It's terrible.
Okay, so you're basically giving chase.
Yes.
So the rules for that are you'll roll your dex plus acrobatics. If you're successful, you'll move closer, and then if you're not successful, you'll move farther. They will get farther away. So roll dex plus acrobatics. See how fast you move.
Is 1 plus acrobatics. Press that button. Huh? How's a 7 treat me?
Not as good as you wanted to. Let me look here. Yeah, unfortunately a 7. When you round the corner, you don't see him anymore. That is gonna be a little you're gonna fall too far behind with the 7. You're not sure. He could have gone into there's a couple of classrooms here. So he could have gone into one of those. But
I lean my shoulder into the locker and just pound my fist at it a couple of times.
Okay. Do you want to explain to the people watching why you would be running after your older brother?
Sure, because as before the semester started, both my older brother and younger sister were stolen away on a I guess we'll just call it a moonlight walk by something, and I don't know why, and I don't know why I was the only one left behind, but it has weighed upon me since.
Okay. So, you head off to your math class. Let me check everybody's little schedule, handy little schedule. So you got math. Damien's got robotics. And... oh, you got math with Beatrice. And Ruby is free, which is perfect. So, you all head off to your respective classes. Because you ran off after your brother, Damien, you will be the last one into class. Beatrice, where are you sitting in your math class?
Probably similar place. She likes her spot. So if that's free, she would do that. If it isn't free, she'll probably sit down next to someone that she vaguely recognizes.
Yeah, so there'd definitely be spots towards the front open. It is high school after all. Most of the kids try their hardest to sit as far back as possible. Which means, unfortunately for you, Brendan, the only place to sit is next to Beatrice in the front.
No offense.
It's not against you, it's just...
It's a placement more than anything.
And Damien heads off to the science wing to take his robotics 1 class. And the science wing, so you head off to the Asimov science wing, which does actually have an elaborate robotics classroom. Go figure. And that is where you're headed for your robotics class.
Gotcha. Yeah, I pay attention. I get there attentively.
Awesome. And so, do Brendan and Beatrice, do you guys have a conversation at all?
Just the usual awkward, hello.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You were in the English. So Dracula.
Dracula, yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Beatrice, did you bring any of your like occult books with you? Do you have them like sitting on your desk or something?
You would have a notebook with the Triskelion symbol on the front, which is an old Celtic symbol.
Yeah, so you definitely notice that she has this weird symbol on the front of her notebook.
It's like an overall triangle shape, but spanning from the center there's like 3 points that spiral out.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything, or do I just go,
No,
okay,
yeah,
noted?
You unless you want to see if you
I
know what it is.
eyeball it.
Yeah.
I'll just clock it for later. How's
Okay.
that?
So you
Yeah.
clock it for later. You have
I'm
photographic.
already emotionally worked up. I don't need a whole new mystery going on.
Okay. Perfect. So, Ruby, where are you? Would you be in the courtyard again?
Yeah, she would probably be in the courtyard, just kind of sitting under the tree, thumbing through a book about Celtic myth.
Okay. So, Brendan, you from your spot, if you look out the window, you can see Ruby sitting near the tree. And if you look out there, you can watch as somebody walks over and sits down next to her. And that person, you are 100% sure, you have photographic memory after all, is your brother. And that's where we're going to go to break.
Ooh,
That's a good
mystery.
break. That's a good time. I really gotta pee. All right.
Yeah, so we will take a quick 10-minute break, and we will be right back with more Ruby the Vampire Slayer. See you then.
Okey-doke. Reaching out.
Awesome.
All right.
We are back. Hello. We left. You seen your brother sit down next to the strange girl reading by a tree in the courtyard outside the classroom. What are you trying to do, Brendan?
All right. Let's see. Will I recognize the strange girl from last night?
Yes, you definitely know it's her.
Yeah. So this time I'm going to do the opposite of what I did that failed so spectacularly with my gangly teenage arms and legs, and I'm just going to sit and watch for a sec and see if I'm imagining this, because again I don't get a lot of sleep. And if not, who is this girl and what does she know about my brother, and why is not my brother not coming to me?
Okay.
So I'm going to lurk is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Do I have to roll to lurk?
No. You can lurk. You can watch.
All teenage boys have that skill.
However,
So
it only means you're half paying attention to your math class. But I'm assuming
Yes.
you have no problem with that.
I have. Well, I mean, I am sitting right in front, but I also have only the vaguest notion that I'm in this class once my attention is caught over there. So yeah.
Is it pretty obvious that he's staring out the window?
Yes. Yeah, I
Alright.
would assume it's pretty obvious.
Okay,
Ooh. Sorry. How much attention is the math teacher paying to anybody?
They're not to one individual person, not very much.
All right. So standard math teacher. Let's go.
Yeah, you. I would assume that when your missing brother just randomly appears, you're probably just. It's pretty obvious you're looking out the window. So, yeah, you would definitely notice, Beatrice. Are you still there?
Oh.
I think she has something happening.
That is okay.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get. I'll jump over to Ruby real quick. Ruby. A strange person just sat down next to you.
She's just gonna look up from her book. Can I help you?
He doesn't look at you. He kind of looks at the school. I mean, you know, I never thought I'd actually get to see this place again.
What do you mean?
I mean, haven't you seen the posters? They put them all around the school. I went missing.
Where did you go?
Yeah, even though they couldn't find me, I actually didn't go anywhere. I was actually right here the whole time, but I didn't. Well, I guess not here, not at the school, but here in the area.
I'm gonna nod a little bit and then, like, do you need help?
I suppose I do. But, don't we all?
I mean, have you seen the world? Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. And he'll turn around to you. What's your brother's name?
Gleason.
So he'll reach out his hand towards you, and he'll go, I'm Gleason. It's nice to meet you.
She will kind of cautiously take his hand. Be like, I'm Ruby.
Well. Well then, I hope that we can be friends. I should probably get going. Places to be. I'm sure there are people that are hoping to see me. After all, you have a nice day. And he'll turn around. He'll look at the school, and he'll wave at you, Brendan, before walking away.
Your brother's a dick.
So Ruby's gonna like reach into her bag and take out a pad of paper and flip it open and start scribbling something furiously.
Okay. What exactly are you scribbling?
She's basically just writing down what the fuck just happened. So that when she goes to Mr. Gray later, she can be like, what the fuck?
Okay.
'Cause that's not normal.
Yeah, and that makes sense. So the rest of all your classes are uneventful, or well, the rest of your class.
Oh,
At the
question.
time.
Do I missed what you said earlier. Do I notice?
Yes, you notice that he's there, and you notice
Okay,
that.
so I
and
see.
So she sees him too.
Yeah, she can see
Okay.
him too, and you can see him staring out the window.
Okay, gotcha. And I noticed that Ruby is there as well.
Yes.
Okay. You would hear me muttering under my breath something about a criminal.
Okay. Do you react to that at all, Brendan?
I hear her mutter, Colonel, and I would notice if not for this, but as it stands, the girl that I vaguely noticed in the other class is muttering to herself, and that's all I pick up.
Okay. Okay. So you pick up that Beatrice mumbles to herself. And then after that, your classes go really your class at the moment goes uneventful. The bell rings. You leave. And Damien, when you leave, there is a group of girls waiting outside the classroom for you. They'll all approach you, with one of them in the lead. She's at pretty average height, maybe 5'7", darker skin, curly, black hair. And she approaches you. She walks up and she grabs your arm. She knows. Hi, I'm Lorette. Who are you?
Oh, hey, I'm Damien. Nice to meet you. We'll buy a guy dinner first, huh?
No, I'm actually kind of hoping that you might buy me dinner.
Yeah, I got some free time. Let's go talk. Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah,
she
I'm just-
looks behind her, and one of the other girls is like she shakes her head if you look back with her, and she's kind of like your average school mean girl, white, blonde hair, but she's got like a pin on her shirt that you notice right away.
Gotcha.
It's very obvious, but you don't recognize it. Mostly because you're new to the school.
Gotcha.
And then as you two kind of walk off, A kid, you actually would have noticed him in your literature class. When attendance was taken, you kind of caught that his name was Colby. And he walks up. He kind of reminds you of Brendan in a way. Kind of slumped shoulders, but he's got a hoodie on. Not really seeming to care about his appearance. And he walks right up to Lorette and he goes, that easy. You're just gonna forget about him.
Oh, hey, Colby, right?
Yeah, who are you
I'm
again?
gonna get my arm away from Lorette. Be like, hey man, what are you talking about? You know, I'm new here. I don't get what's going down, so
1 minute. my brother's our favorite person in the world, and now she's just gonna forget about him just because he went missing too, and
Missing?
now he's hanging on your arm.
Listen, man, she can do what she likes. I'm sorry about your brother.
Yeah, whatever. And he's gonna just like kind of shrug away from you, and he heads into the biology lab.
After he's kind of gone, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I gotta go check up on a buddy, so I'll see you later, Loretta. Or Lorette.
Yeah, sure. Here. And she'll pull a pen out of her pocket, and if you let her, she writes her phone number down on your hand.
I absolutely allow her to.
I mean, after all, you are the most attractive guy in the school, so you get some attention. Hey, you're the one who bought lots of points in attractiveness.
I wouldn't say lots, just some. I didn't go for like Fabio.
Enough.
Enough? Yes, enough.
Enough to maybe get a modeling contract, but not.
But not a cologne.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get Essence by Damien.
Yeah. I mean, 2 is pretty high. I mean, maybe not the most attractive. I thought
I'm
you
probably
were
in
a
the
little
top
higher.
3.
But you're pretty close.
But no, after that, I'm just gonna like make an excuse and walk away on my own.
Okay, and where are you heading? Are you headed into the biology lab?
No, I'm just headed kind of. I guess I'd head out to the quad because now I can't go to the lunch because now that would be weird. But I'm actually hungry, so god damn it.
Okay. So you're gonna go try to find food. Which I mean is quite easy. There's a cafeteria building just for that. Let's see. B, are you going to head to your history class, or are you gonna skip it?
No, I'm gonna head to the class.
Okay. So you head off to your uncle's history class. And let me just check here. Yeah, everybody else is free. So do you plan on staying in the courtyard, Ruby?
No, she'll probably go to the cafeteria and grab something to eat.
Okay. So you go there. You get your food. When you sit down with your food, Mr. Gray walks by. He doesn't sit down, but he walks up to you for a moment and he goes, I figured out what those symbols are. And he places a piece of paper on the table next to you and then leaves.
How full is the cafeteria right now?
It's not packed, but it is about lunchtime, so it's pretty average.
She's gonna like take the piece of paper and kind of slide it into her pocket for right now.
Okay. Brendan, do you head to lunch as well?
No, I go straight to that tree where Ruby and my brother were. You know, subtle, but an awkward kind of subtle.
Okay. When you get there, give me, you know what, give me a perception notice.
Yes. Okay. Notice, perception. Come on, baby. 16.
Ooh, 16. You notice that where your brother was sitting, there's a little, like, triangle of paper. Little piece of paper folded up into a triangle just sitting there.
I pick it up and unfold it.
When you unfold it, there's a note, and it... Would your brother have a nickname for you?
Spooky.
Spooky? He calls it... So at the top of the letter it says, Spooky, meet me tonight, 11, near the graveyard.
All right, I pocket it. Anything else I notice around the area? Any cold spots? Any scorch marks? Anything carved into the tree?
Let me see. Let me think here. Yeah. You also notice that it appears your maybe your brother or somebody who was possibly sitting there at some point in time was drawing something like in the dirt. Like there's a small patch of like missing grass, and somebody appears to have been drawing something in the grass. You're not sure. It looks kind of like a series of weird symbols. Do you have a language score?
I think I do. One sec. It's gonna be on skills. Language, 1.
1? Okay, so with a 1, you'd probably at least know something of another language. So what, besides your English, what would he know? What would he be
Well, let's
interested
see.
in learning?
Is he a Latin kid?
I was gonna no, just because. You know what? No. Yeah. Let's go with like ancient Sumerian or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely...
He's learning a language with a purpose.
That okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Ancient Sumerian. You go to a really fancy school that provides you things that you will never need for reasons that nobody understands, but work perfectly for the setting for some reason. You immediately recognize that it's not ancient Sumerian. So,
aha!
Yeah, but you can, if you want, you can roll a language check, and it would be intelligent languages, and we'll see if you can maybe figure out what it might be.
All right, let's give it a serious roll here.
Right.
Facha.
Ooh, a 13, perfect. You have
Right.
no idea what it says, but
Yeah.
you're mostly sure it's Latin.
The grandchild of ancient Sumerian.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely recognize a couple characters, so you know it's. You're pretty sure it's Latin. You're also pretty sure your brother doesn't know
Latin's
Latin.
way easier to read.
It probably is, but
Like, you'd recognize what something in Latin probably said.
Yeah, you could probably decipher it.
Because it's like Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I vaguely understand what it might say, yes, but also my brother was a dummy for languages,
And did not know Latin.
so I'm going to assume that whoever carved this into the ground was not my brother, but could have been that girl?
Okay. If you want.
Hey man, I don't know that girl. Maybe she's into carving Latin into the ground. She had Gaelic symbols on her.
Oh,
What?
that was Beatrice.
Oh, all right. I
So
thought she had
me.
them too. Oh. Thought you
Well,
both
Ruby
did.
was also reading a book of Celtic lore.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
At least somebody was paying full attention.
I take.
Damien, when you go to lunch, where do you sit? You do notice your English teacher hand a piece of paper to Ruby. She can
That's
sit
weird.
anywhere you want.
I'm going to sit somewhere, being an attractive person for my life, for most of my life. I'm going to sit somewhere and assume people will sit near me. Because life is
Why
slightly easier.
wouldn't they?
Yes, because I'm wonderful. I'm probably the third best person here.
Big old number 3. There's a list there in that school somewhere too.
Yeah, so
I know how these things work.
Hey,
I've seen Mean
you-
Girls.
you sit down, and not long after you sit down, a couple of trays drop onto the table, and I almost called him Alex. It's Derek and James.
Maximum Derek.
Yeah, Maximum Derek and James. They sit down at the table, and James goes, "Yo, dude, did you see that girl over there? Total teacher's pet already." He's pointing at Ruby.
Really?
Yeah, did you see the teacher handing stuff to her?
Oh, I just figured it was like a detention slip or something. I didn't know what she had done.
You know, that would be pretty badass if you got detention on already.
Yeah,
You ever get
that seems
in
like a
trouble?
bad idea, though. What's that?
You ever get in trouble?
I've been known to do a thing or two.
Sweet. You should sneak out with us tonight.
Sure. Yeah. Captain of the Sun. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. What do you
Meet
got
us
going?
at 10:30 by the front gate.
All right, man. I'll be there.
Awesome. And then he starts scarfing down his pizza.
I'm a little taken aback by the scarfing, but yeah.
Yeah, he's not really concerned about how
Yeah.
messy he's being. He's just scarfing it down as fast as he can.
Okay. I'm gonna move my tray just slightly away from him.
All right, so the rest of your day. Well, Beatrice has history. Do you have a conversation with your uncle while you're in history?
Oh yeah, they've got a good relationship. So she would just check on him, check how his classes are going. What history was he teaching?
Sumerian.
All the good stuff. Your Gaelic.
Yeah, I mean,
Sumerian,
there's probably a couple of
your
history
plot
teachers,
equivalents.
but I guess it depends on what kind of history you want to be taking.
I would say religious history.
Okay, yeah, so that was your class. It was religious history.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Well, what do you say to him after the class?
Uncle, do you know? I don't know. I'm bunking with this weird girl in my dorm room. Is it possible I could change rooms?
Um, this early in the semester, I don't think so. I can look into it. I know there's a phone for switching rooms if it comes to you, but they usually try not to do it first couple of weeks. Not everybody gets along right away. They want to make sure that moving you right away isn't going to be a mistake. It's a
Oh, that's
hassle
fair, I
according
guess.
to administration.
Yeah, I see. I see. I don't know. I guess I could have gotten it all wrong. You know, someone sneaking out in the middle of the night, coming back with the. She just start mumbling to herself.
What's that?
Okay.
What's that? Did you say there's a student sneaking out at night?
It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm sure. I just.
Okay.
So
If you're sure, no, then you can always
yes,
talk to me.
yes, this is true. I think for now I'm going to just see what happens. Maybe I'm just mistaken. I didn't sleep very well, so I'll just get back to you. Rain check. Okay, and she does like the awkward double handgun thing and slowly backs out the room.
He just smiles at you. You
Both
make
the
sure
most
to-
and least confident gesture there has ever been.
he waves you out of the room and he have a nice day. And so then the rest of the school day goes by. You guys go to the rest of your classes: math, art history, library science. I see somebody has down here. Computer science. Yeah, so you finish out your day. You meet a couple students, but maybe potentially start to form friendships. But it's still pretty early in the school year, and night is starting to approach. What's the plan here for tonight?
Do I find another note in the room?
No, Ruby is in the room,
Okay, awkward. She's
and
just
like as you come in, she just kind of like has the paper that she was given, and she kind of like folds it and sticks it in her pocket real quick, because that's not suspicious.
no, not at all.
You were reading the paper,
Yeah.
correct? So if you were reading it, the paper tells you that the symbols appear to be a part of a healing spell.
Okay.
Are your boxes? You said your boxes of books are still packed, correct? Beatrice?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Beatrice?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. You said your boxes of books were still packed, correct?
Yes,
Oh.
it's like a cardboard box type of deal, and the top's open,
Okay.
so you can see the books inside.
So would have Ruby have snuck a peek in the boxes?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay, so when you did, you would have probably seen some occult books. And knowing that you're holding a paper that is telling you that these symbols appear to be a part of a spell, you may think there's a connection there.
Rui's gonna spend a few minutes just kind of sitting there thinking really hard,
Okay.
and then just turn to Beatrice and be like, "Hey, you're into that occult shit, right?"
Occult shit. Yes. Yes. How? Why? Why?
What do you know about like symbols for spells and stuff?
Um. Uh, okay. Before I continue, are you actually interested in this, or are you just gonna basically call me names and stuff? I have to know before we continue this conversation.
You haven't pissed me off. Why would I call you names?
Well, the books
You
I
left
have.
the window open. Why would I call you names?
Okay. About this situation. What were you doing? What were you doing? Climbing in and out of a window at night. Because I can tell you now, I'm highly suspicious of that. What? It was like you got dirt on the floor. I had to vacuum when you left.
Oh, I would have cleaned it up. It was just like midnight. I wasn't cleaning it up then.
Because if we're gonna share a room, there has to be some like at least some hygiene like thing we just keep. I don't. It didn't even look like dirt. It was like some sort of like. Were you smoking something?
The dirt is not a usual thing. I promise.
Okay.
And no, I wasn't smoking technically anything.
Technically. Oh, that fills me with confidence.
I wasn't doing drugs there.
Okay. Nothing illegal.
Nothing technically illegal.
Technically, that's that word again.
I mean, I wasn't in the room at curfew. Isn't that illegal or something? I don't know.
Well, you might get in trouble.
I mean, trouble's not new. That's just a thing.
Confidence waning. Okay. Well. Okay, I will take your word for it. So first, you have to promise me not to bring any trouble into this room. That's all I ask in life. But
I will not
yes.
purposefully bring any trouble into the room.
Okay, good. That's great. But yeah, my books. Yeah, occult. I'm interested in magic. And I'm not talking like magic tricks, like card tricks and stuff. No.
No, I didn't think that kind of magic.
I'm not gonna pull any rabbits out of my hat or anything.
So Ruby's like gonna reach in her pocket and pull out the paper and just be like, "Do you know anything about this?"
Okay, so what do I see on the paper?
On the paper is a couple of sentences basically saying that the symbols appear to be a part of some sort of healing spell, and then the symbols are both drawn on the paper. If you want to recognize those, make or see if you recognize those spells or those symbols. Making a intelligence occultism check.
Okay. All right, I got 10. I do pass.
Yeah, you do pass. One success. You're pretty sure that whoever wrote that this is a healing spell, they're right. You also know. Oh, hey, you have. Hold on, let me look at your character sheet for a second. You
Mhm.
have it. Yes, you have the occult library. Clicking on all the wrong things. And. Okay, yeah, so. You got more than one success. Because you have the occult library. You know that it's not just a spell, it is a rather complicated ritual. Or that it is a part of a rather complicated healing ritual.
Wow. So at this, her eyes widen, and she like even takes off her glasses and pulls the paper closer to her face. She's just like, "What? Oh my god, this is amazing! This is like healing and the ritual. And where did you get this?"
That's a long story, and I can't tell it to you.
I'd love to hear that long story. And damn, but look, you can tell me. I love this. I love this stuff. You don't know. I mean, you don't understand. Look, and she runs over to a box full of books and she starts pulling out books and is like, "Look, I got everything like this." Oh, and she tries to find anything that's similar in her book to show.
I told you I wouldn't purposefully bring trouble into the room, so no, I can't tell you.
Oh, damn! Past me. Damn. No. Okay. If it's involving this kind of thing, I will. I'll allow this this topic to be talked about and brought into this room. A deal. Because this is I haven't met really anyone that has this sort of thing.
Ruby's gonna kind of like look out the window and see how close to sundown it is.
Yeah, the sun is starting to go down.
She's just gonna like start swearing all of a sudden and being like, "Look, this is not me dodging this conversation, but I have to go."
What right now? Right,
Yeah.
Can I just walk with you? If you have to go somewhere, can we just talk on the way?
No.
She's like waving this paper excitedly in her hand.
Look, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I have to go do something and talk to someone, and
Okay. When's your lunchtime?
I'm free about noon tomorrow.
Same. Oh, great. All right. Oh, do you want it back? Can I keep it to look at?
Sure.
Oh, thanks. And I puts it in the book that she'd shown and snaps the book shut.
Just don't like cast any spells while I'm gone or anything. I mean, at least not based on this.
Oh, okay. I might do a bit of research if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. That would be super helpful.
Oh wow. Thanks. I completely got you wrong. I was trying to switch dorms. It's funny that, eh?
Ruby's just gonna kind of shake her head and put her jacket on. Be like, I'll see you in a few hours, probably.
Okay.
Okay, so since Ruby's gonna be the first one to sneak out, roll me your dex crime. See if you get away smoothly. Ooh, one success. No. You do make it. For 1 second, you think you see Mr. Pendle walk by the front gate, but then he heads over to the school parking lot and gets in his car and goes home for the night, and you're free to make it. Now here's my question for Beatrice. Beatrice, do you try to follow her?
Heck yes.
Okay, so you're gonna roll your dex crime 1 to try to sneak out, 2 to not be noticed by Ruby.
Dex.
Yep, your dex plus your crime skill.
Uh-oh.
I'm just
Calamity
an ordinary
ensues?
person.
So Ruby, as you watch Mr. Penn to leave, and you're slipping out the front gate, you kind of look back, and you see your roommate as she is attempting to sneak out of the dorms herself. And off the campus. She's like walking across the same space, and you watch as a teacher walks like the teacher that'd be watching over the dorms. I can't think of what it's called, but somebody.
I think it would just be a security guard,
Yeah,
right?
security guard who would be, there to make sure that the students are staying where they're supposed to, is walking out the door basically right behind her. Now, you could just leave, or you could say to save her from getting in trouble.
Ruby just sighs really heavily and goes over to, like, put an arm around Beatrice's shoulders and be like, "Oh my god, you're late. We need to get back to the room," like, really loudly.
Yeah, so he hears that, which draws notice, and he goes, "Yeah, you're supposed to be in the dorms already. What are you doing?"
I'm so sorry. We got so caught up in the library, and I mean, I got turned around. It's, like the first day of school and everything. It's been a while since I've been here,
Hello, I'm British.
Yeah, she's
Everything's backwards.
See, in Britain, the ground floor is the first floor, but here's the first floor is the ground floor, and I don't know what floor I was supposed to be on.
Fine, I'll let it slide today, but next time, it's detention from both of you. You better
thank you
get
so
inside.
much. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
So
Ruby's just gonna, like, lead her back to the dorm. Arm, like...
okay, when you're out of sight, are you gonna try to sneak out again?
First, she's gonna be like, "I told you to stay in the room and not follow me."
Oh, you meant tonight. Oh, sorry. Yeah, about that. I'm really sorry. I'll let you do what you do, and I'll see. We're still on for tomorrow, yeah? Lunchtime?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Good luck. And then she does an awkward thumbs up.
Okay, so you have a problem. Now the guard's watching the front door. There are like fire exits. They're like the kind that you can't go in from the outside, and you're not sure, like, they don't have a warning that says whether or not they're alarmed. So they may not be.
So, like, the campus is, like, fenced in.
Yeah. Gotta keep the rabble out. You can't just let anybody wandering around the school.
Like
For
a
what
gate, or
purpose?
like concrete, or
Yeah.
how high are we talking about?
More just like a fence, like you might see around like a gated community. It's supposed to look nice.
For as much they're paying, it's probably a wrought iron, 6 foot tall with some spikes on it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, clearable for a Slayer, though.
Oh yeah, the
we're
fence
gonna-
is definitely clearable, but first she's got to get out of the dorms again.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
So you could try to slip out that door, or you could attempt to slip out the window in your room. Both
Yeah,
are
we're gonna,
doable for the Slayer.
we're gonna go out the window.
Okay, roll a dex acrobatics to climb out the window. 14. You do it with ease, and you leave the school grounds. I assume heading to the graveyard again?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Which would bring us to... Okay, so Damien, eventually is going to start to approach the time when you were meant to sneak out to go meet Derek and James.
Gotcha. I'm gonna be like, hey, Brendan, dude. So I want to sneak out tonight, and you gotta be cool with it, okay?
Super cool.
Dude. Alright, this is gonna work out. What floor are we on?
You are also on the second floor.
I thought you were asking me. Ah, boy, you are a jock, aren't you? Joking aside, what floor are we on?
No, we're on the second
The
descent.
same floor. All right.
Yep,
All right.
so-
So, how you gonna sneak out? You big
I was
old.
thinking I could
person.
probably rig one of the fire doors.
Yeah.
So the loud kind of quiet.
No, dude.
Well, that
not
depends
rig
on
it.
his role.
I'm not gonna like kick it in, man. I'm gonna take apart the. I'm gonna turn off the alarm.
All right. Well, I want him to do this because I'm going to try to follow behind him as quietly as possible so I can get out of here too.
Okay.
Can I add to his role or anything?
Um,
Like give him moral support?
Could you watch for me? Like,
I could
yeah,
watch.
yeah,
Can I
you
watch?
You can watch for him, but it wouldn't add anything to his role. You could
All right. Well,
try
it's
to help
just
him.
it's exciting. Is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely. Well, actually, I guess
Wait.
helping him get
Yeah,
away, you could add to his success levels. Yes. So, I'll have you roll your Dex crime first, and then any success levels you get will be plus to his roll, so that you're watching, making sure he doesn't get caught.
Oh boy.
oh,
Ooh, no successes.
so basically you open the door into a hall monitor.
Yeah, you do. Fortunately for you... Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Hey, you're supposed to be in your room. What are you doing out?
I'm getting some air, man.
You gotta make sure you
I'm stretching
follow curfew.
so I can be a better student.
You should have stretched while you had the time. Now you're supposed to be in your room.
And I just back into the room. Like a shadow. That's being stared at by a hall monitor.
Yeah, as you go back into your room,
You say this out loud.
Yes.
as you do that, the hall monitor he walks away. So if you want to
Good
try,
work. Thanks.
if you want to try without him,
Don't you have a party to go to?
You totally can, Damien.
I'm actually gonna poke my head out the window. Is there a convenient drain pipe or trellis?
Absolutely.
Okay. The Slayer doesn't get one, but we do. Thank God.
Well, but you both get a convenient drain pipe. That's what you get.
I'll be like, dude, I can get out, but I don't know that I can get you out of here too. Can you climb?
Not well.
Alright, you know what? You wanna get outside too, fine. Alright, so my plan is, here's my plan. I'm gonna go to the fire door and just disable the electronics for the alarm so that it won't sound when I open the door.
Okay.
And then I want to see if I can like jam the lock so that I could open it again later.
All right.
Those are some technical abilities for a
I also
soccer
tell
guy.
him. I also make sure to leave our window unlocked in case I need to climb up later.
Okay. That is definitely doable. You don't need a check to check your room. Let me look at your skills here.
Say, would you like me to science this door?
I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. Give me a second. Damien. So your science. Yeah, for the lock, or for the, not the lock, for the alarm, intelligence, science 2.
Hey, a 12 for 2 successes.
Yeah, so, you, as you're fiddling with it, for a second, you actually think you screwed up and the alarm's about to go off. You start to panic,
You see me just wince,
but then it's fine, and everything's fine. And you,
and then nothing happens.
Yeah, you rig the alarm, and it's all fine.
Unless there's an actual fire, in case we're screwed. Not making it through.
If you wanted to jam the lock, and
Yeah, but just like a piece of...
okay,
No, duct tape's too noticeable.
Well, I mean, not if you put it on the side of the door.
Yeah, I mean, and it's doable. So
What would you like?
roll your dex crime. This is going to be for, well, you sneak out, making sure that you jam.
Oh, I'm no good at this.
Yep.
Hey, but I still got 2 successes.
2 successes. You will get off you get out of the building, you get off the school grounds without getting caught, and you do the locker trick where you wedge a piece of paper in the lock to make sure that so you don't have to put in your combo, and you're pretty sure that's gonna work.
Gotcha. Unless maintenance comes by and fixes it, in which case we're fucked. Okay. Alright, buddy. Let's go.
And
we'll make my way out.
So Damien, I'm assuming you follow him?
Or I'm Damien.
Or Brendan. Jesus.
Brendan, sneak behind him, yes.
Yeah, if you're gonna go with him, since he's not gonna get caught, and you're right with him.
I walk confidently, like I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing.
You will both get there.
I'm drafting behind him. It's really
yeah. Well, yeah. As you get there, David, Derek, and James are waiting for you. One of them's got like a backpack on. It looks like he's got something heavy in it. And then as you approach, hey, yo, Damien, wait, who's that? You bringing people with now?
No, this is Brendan, my roommate. He just was looking to sneak out for, I don't know. He was looking for a breath of fresh air. He's cool. He's cool.
Right. And then the one not wearing the backpack opens it up, reaches in. He goes, either of you want a beer?
Sure.
Yeah, so he tosses you a can of beer.
You know, I look over at Brendan and I'm like, you don't have to hang out if you don't want, man. You can go. Like,
yeah, Brendan is curled up into himself. He is not good with social situations, particularly these social situations.
So
yeah, and I clearly see his uncomfort, and I'm like, you don't have to stay.
So you're gonna leave?
Yeah.
Okay, so you leave.
I never wanted to be here in the first place. I just wanted to get out.
So you just keep going, and he goes, all right, suit yourself. Cracks his own beer, slams it, pulls one out, hands it to the other one. He does the same thing. Yeah. All right, let's get going. We know a sweet spot to go drink, man.
All right, show me. Let's go.
Woo! Beer that tastes the same cold as it does warm.
Oh man, natty ice. I've heard it's great. Oh, it tastes awesome.
Yeah.
Heartburny.
And they lead you off. I'm assuming Brendan. Do you head straight to the graveyard?
Yeah. I'm trying to track down Ruby based on where I figure she's going to be based on the tree situation, and also.
Well, didn't you get a note?
Oh yeah, no, and also my note that says.
Okay. Yeah, and in it, he told you like a specific gravestone to meet him by. Like, meet me by the big angel.
Big
or
old
something.
angel one. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Not the angel with the trumpet.
It's the one that like Bruce Wayne would be there crying near.
Exactly.
Ow!
Lightning crackles the whole. But
Yeah.
it's a nice night tonight, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's a pretty good night. Yeah. So you head over there. When you get there, your brother's not actually there. You do see Ruby walking around the graveyard.
Alright, so I hide behind the stone.
Okay, so roll me. What the hell is hide in this system?
I don't know.
I think it's crime dex.
Yeah, it's a crime dex check,
Alright,
then,
come
so-
on, Crime Dex!
and then Ruby a perception notice.
Dang it!
Ooh.
So close.
She's got one.
Ah,
Technically, she's got 2 successes. You got 1, if I remember right. I know.
well, I fucked up
changes
that
as
last
you-
crime one.
Fool boy.
Let me look at the success table. Yep, so she's got 2. So Ruby.
Oh, acrobatics and crime could also be used to sneak.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
don't think I have anything on acrobatics anyway, so this is fine. Yeah. This is acceptable.
Yeah, there's multiple options for sneaking.
Yeah, you're definitely better with your dex crime than. Yeah, I think most of them have multiple options so that characters can use what
Do more
works
than one
best.
thing.
Yeah, use what works best for them.
I like that.
So Ruby, you notice as this tall, kind of lanky, awkward kid tries to duck behind this giant angel gravestone. You're pretty sure you recognize him from one or two of your classes, but you're not sure.
So Ruby is going to kind of like slowly circle around, like non-obviously trying to get around to the other side of the gravestone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're the Slayer. You can definitely sneak. He probably can't out-notice you
I'm not
sneaking.
going to try to outsneak.
Yeah, you can't out-sneak.
I know what's happening next.
Yeah, so, what do you do?
I tense up.
And
Because I don't know what this girl is going to do to me. I just know I have like kicked over a rock or whatever the most obvious way of giving myself away was.
and Ruby, as you approach him, what do you do?
So I'm just gonna like take the stake and like the not pointy end and just kind of like put it on his shoulder.
The blunt end.
The
Yeah,
blunt
yeah.
end, the not pointy end. Just kind of like poke him in the shoulder and just go, what the fuck? Why the fuck?
I mean, because that hurt, for one
No.
thing.
No, why are you here?
Why were you at the tree with my brother?
I don't know who that was.
Well,
I sit
I
at that tree
do.
every fucking day.
Well, this was the first one when my brother showed up.
Yeah, I
So
know. He
explain.
introduced himself. I don't fucking know.
Did he
introduced
tell
himself.
you where to meet him next?
No.
Did he tell you anything?
He told me his name.
Well, what are you doing out here? It's past curfew. This is dangerous. Presumably.
She's just going to
Wait.
stare at him.
That's not a sexism thing. It's just cold and dark.
And yet you're out here too.
I am
Right.
cold and it's scary.
That's why I wore a jacket. Oh,
Also, I'm wearing a jacket, but it's really... You snuck up on me and poked me in the shoulder.
you were trying to hide so that I didn't see you.
Well, yeah, we're all trying to do a lot of things, so...
It is very dangerous out here. You should go back to the dorm.
Well, I have business out here, so you do your thing and I'll do mine.
Killed, you can get yourself killed. Now I have to babysit. So she's just gonna, like, sit against the gravestone, twirling the stake around.
And he slumps down on the opposite side of the gravestone.
Alright.
With no further plan at this point.
Okay.
Out of spite. Mostly spite.
That makes sense. Damien, Derek and James take you to a mausoleum in the
Okay.
graveyard. It's
I've seen this Bob's Burgers.
it's like a nice. It's a pretty nice one. It's not like covered in spider webs or anything, and like you can go inside, so nobody can
Yeah, so
see
no
you.
one spots us. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and as you do, all of you hear shouting, but only Damien recognizes that it sounds like what name did I give you earlier? I gave you Colby, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it sounds like Colby.
I'm gonna poke my head out and be like, hey guys, did you hear that? It sounds like that dude Colby.
No.
Colby was the hoodie kid, right?
Yep.
Whose brother had gone missing.
Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, no, it does. What the hell is he doing out here?
Yeah, we should go look into it. Like, come on.
What? Yo, dude, I got beers to drink. Why would I go look after this kid?
He seemed messed up.
Yo, if you want to go, man, you go. But I'm going to stay here and drink some beers.
Yeah, I won't tell him you're here. I'll just send him back, and then I'll be back. Cool?
Alright.
Cool. And I roll my eyes as I walk out. I'm kind of bored of them.
Alright.
Ruby just, like, as soon as she hears the scream, just gets up and starts sprinting in the direction it came from.
What does Brendan do?
Out of curiosity, Brendan starts to follow much slower.
Yeah, you don't have much of a chance to
yeah.
keep up. You could probably... It's a great...
Ideally, I've got some okay footwear, but that's about all I can offer.
Yeah, so as you approach, as Brendan would see this first, Damon appears to be arguing with somebody, and it kind of sounds like he's convincing him not to do trying to convince somebody to not to do somebody, and it's somebody that's slightly bigger than him, like maybe an
Bigger than Damien?
or
Yeah, because Damien's
Colby.
5.
Sorry,
never
Colby. I
Okay.
screwed up the names earlier.
It's cool.
And so his name was supposed to be Damon, but now I screwed it up, called him Colby. But anyways, Colby, the person next to him is slightly bigger than him. Maybe an inch taller, but definitely like broader shoulders. But they're lumbering. Like they're having a lot of trouble walking.
Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna, like, look around and see, like, who's having trouble walking? The tall guy or Colby?
The tall guy.
But is Colby still screaming, or was that just like a...
Yeah, like he's not so much screaming as like yelling, like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you've got to stay here. Like he's like yelling that, like he's getting frustrated, and that's what he's yelling.
All right, I'm gonna try to get closer stealthily because that's a weird thing to be yelling.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. He's not paying attention, so there's not much of a check there. So you can get closer. Roll me a perception notice on your surroundings. 12.
12.
If you look over, there's another mausoleum, but it looks like the door's been ripped off the hinges.
Oh, that's weird.
Like from the inside out.
Oh, that's super weird. Alright, I'm just gonna, like, see what's happening because, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, as you get closer, and Ruby, you as well, and knowing how fast the Slayer is, as you get closer, the other guy that Colby's arguing with, his voice is like gravelly and raspy, but insistent. You can't hear what he's saying because he's not talking as loud. His skin is also grayish pale. There's a definite noticeable limp. He seems to be having trouble using at least one of his arms. And if you had to guess, it'd be Colby's brother. His twin brother, he's slightly builder, more jockey than Colby. But their faces are very similar. Oh, and before I forget, around Colby's mouth is like, it looks like the skin, or maybe like veins or something, are weird. They're like, even now, despite the rest of his skin being grayish, they're like purple and weird and dark. His lips are almost black.
Ruby is gonna like come up beside Colby and just be like, "What is going on?"
And clearly I see her show up.
Yes, you definitely see her show up. And you would notice in the background, your dex is 1, right, Brendan?
Yes, it is.
You would notice somewhat awkward kid kind of wheezing as he tries to keep up.
I'd probably recognize the coat.
Yes.
Shit.
It's a thing. It's some... I don't think it's good.
Ruby, Colby looks at you like, no, you can't be here. No.
What is happening?
You're gonna make him mad. You gotta leave. Please, just trust me. I've got this. You're good. Please
no,
leave.
You clearly don't got this, kid.
And then they're like, the loudest you've ever heard the other person at this point speak, but it's still not very loud. But no, you're. Where is she? You're not her. Where's Lorette? Where is she? Colby, you told me you'd take me back to her. Where is she?
So Ruby's just gonna turn to this guy and just go, "What happened to you?"
What do you mean? What happened to me? Nothing happened to me. I just want to see Lorette again. I just want to see Lorette again.
Dude, you're clearly not okay right now.
He's gonna try to punch you.
Okay.
So, if you want to dodge, go for it.
Alright. Acrobatics dex, right?
Yes. Alright, so he can't hit you. with that, but he. So you, how do you roll out of the way? Get out of the way.
She's gonna just like kind of duck down into a crouch as she sees the fist coming towards her.
Okay, you do that, and he hits like another somewhat bigger gravestone, and he takes a chunk off of it. Like when he punches it, he takes a chunk off the marble.
Ooh. Oh boy. So I'm going to try to, like, from the crouch, go into a leg sweep.
Okay, yeah, there is a move for this.
Yeah.
It's a
Called
pretty
sweep
comprehensive
kick.
combat system.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
called leg sweep?
Well, technically it's called sweep kick.
Yeah.
They generalize a lot of the combat moves,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
so
you
they can
get
be used
creative
for...
with the description, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
So sweep kick is what you want. But I
That's
gotta look
good,
at
right?
the... Yeah, oh no, a 20's a hit. He's...
I think you did it.
We did it!
So that's excellent. That's 5 successes. So you do 19 points of damage to him. Let me look at this. So he takes some damage. And I will calculate that out. Does anybody else do anything?
I want to see what Brendan does first.
I am going to look at Colby and try to figure out what his deal is.
Okay, so you want to, I'm assuming, like, kind of do some kind of insight check? Let me
Yes.
see if there's something for this.
I mean, my best one is knowledge, but that might not fit it right here.
Notice could fit.
Yeah.
Notice has been my sweet spot so far tonight.
Yeah, I'll give you a perception notice. It seems like the closest thing.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna eyeball him and see if I can figure out what's going on here. That is a 19,
Ooh.
and I yell,
19.
"I know this!" So what do I?
Well, so you notice a lot of things. You don't just notice with a 19. That's pretty good. You notice a lot of things about your surrounding. So you notice what Brendan noticed earlier, that the door is off that mausoleum. You also notice that inside appears to be some kind of solar-powered generator, like something somebody would set outside during the day, then could bring back inside. There seems to be a small TV, maybe a gaming console inside, and some kind of amateur, like, makeshift lab equipment set up on one of the tombs as well. It appears somebody's been sleeping in there. You're 100% sure the person you're looking at is a corpse, next to Colby. And you notice that Colby has several marks on him as well. Like, a few...
Like medical marks or supernatural marks?
His would be supernatural marks. There are a couple medical marks on the other guy, which you guys would know from the missing persons. His name is Damon.
Fuck it all up, Kevin.
And basically... yeah, basically...
I'm kidding.
Colby appears to be really worried about Damon. That's what you pick from his body language, is that he seems worried about him.
Well, they're siblings.
Yes.
They're twin siblings.
Yes.
Okay. So then Colby did some kind of magical ritual to get him back to life or keep him alive or what have you, and so that guy's been living in a crypt, mainlining PlayStation for however long, and now he is on a rampage.
Yeah.
So I've got this situation generally
video
covered.
games. Video games have led
It
to
is
violence.
always the video games, everybody. Shame. Okay, so I relayed my hypothesis to the rest of the group, and then I sit down because that's as much as I'm good for.
Well, you probably also noticed me like a little bit away.
Yeah, but you were with the jock dudes, so I assume this is where the party took you.
Fair.
Parties
Okay.
take kids to graveyards. I
Hey,
assume.
Hey. In the Buffyverse, that's exactly where
right? Thank
parties
you.
take you.
And also Kutztown, Pennsylvania, which had a graveyard right next to my dorm. So this is very normal for me.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's about that time where we call it quits. So we will end it there with the fight just starting. So next time we'll roll out our initiatives, and as long as that's what you guys want to do, you could always try to
Sounds
talk
good.
to him. So that's it tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I
did.
really
I like
do.
it.
Had
I
a very
did.
good time.
I was very, very good.
Yeah.
Good
We got to
character
know
work, everyone.
Yeah, we got to know the characters a little bit, and I definitely planted some seeds for a few things. So I had fun with that.
For my first time using the Roll20 actually in a game, this is very easy and very fun.
Yeah, unfortunately,
bad at all.
not all of the sheets are as comprehensive as the one we're using.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty good. So does anybody have any shout-outs they want to make for themselves, what you do on the internet?
This is what I do on the internet.
Yeah. Please fill some dead air. I gotta look for the.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm part of the Welcome to the Party Discord, which is a lot of fun. You can show up and talk to people and join games pretty quickly. A bunch of good people there too. Anyone else?
If you ever need to find random but vehement opinions about Moon Knight, you can follow me on Twitter at JKHolland.
And I'm on Twitter at Jim DeBison. I will occasionally like things. That's about it. It's not exciting.
And I am on Twitter as @Michisaurus. I yell into the internet a lot.
That's
And
what it's
I
for.
am also
Yeah.
here on second and fourth Thursdays for Pokemon.
Nice.
I'm on Twitter as Leakwibble, which is LeekwHiBble. You can also search for Leak Draws as well, which are the clues in the name. I do a lot of drawing. I like pictures.
All right, and I am Nerdy Teddy Bear. In this system, your director for the night. You can find me on Twitter as well at Nerdy Teddy. There's underscore. If you find Director Teddy, you found the right place. I am also in the Discord, and I play a lot of games here. We just wrapped up a couple weeks ago Vonwood Legends, which was a lot of fun, and some of the people have been begging me for a season 2 that I will set up someday. And other than that, I'm here now. Every Thursday I will either be playing Pokemon, which I joined for the first time this week, or I play in the Shadowrun game where I try not to blow myself up.
Hasn't been going so well for you, has it?
No, it hasn't. Other than that, I sometimes manage to find the energy to play video games on my own channel, Nerdy Teddy Bear. And I think I mentioned Twitter, that's all I got. So just a quick reminder.
What about that big marathon thingy?
Yep, it's a quick reminder, September 28th and 29th, we are hosting our 36-hour 9-game marathon to benefit Trans Life, raising $5,000. Trans Life, if you didn't hear it earlier, provides microgrants for folks going through transition for things like their license changes, updating their medical records, and more. They also provide a crisis line staffed by trans people for trans people. And we're excited. We've got guest DMs Grant Ellis and Steven from Castle Mac. We also got giveaways from our sponsors, Devin Rue, Tabletop Loot, Rook and Raven, and So Nerd wear t-shirts. And if you haven't looked at their t-shirts, I think yesterday they got some great ones. One of my favorites is it says hello, I'll be your DM tonight. I hope did you bring backup characters? That's one of my favorites. So that's a good one. And I'm gonna kick you guys over. I'm gonna make sure they are still on. We are gonna raid Soul Bear RPG. As long as I can type. There we go. I'm gonna send you guys over. Did that work? Not entirely sure that worked.
Nah, it doesn't appear to have, but give it a couple of seconds.
It's not telling me it didn't.
I've got the
Well,
rating.
I'm gonna take us offline, so see you guys later.